This episode of the Pageant Project is proudly brought to you by Diamond Heels. Diamond Heels supplies shoes to women for every occasion, including figure and bodybuilding competitors, pole dancers, and of course pageant queens. With over 350 pairs in stock, they offer a personalised service, including fitting and prompt Australia-wide delivery. Check them out at diamondheels.com.au and make sure to use the coupon code TPP to get 15% off your next order.
My name is Jade Lozankoski. I'm a Victorian National Finalist for Miss Grand Australia 2018, and you're watching my interview with the Pageant Project.
Hey, it's Adrian from the Pageant Project, and I'm here with Jade Lozankoski. Did I get it right?
Most definitely. Yes, you did. Yes, it's quite a long one. I did steal the alphabet on that.
We are at the Sofitel Sydney, Sofitel Wentworth in the middle of Sydney. Jade just competed in Miss Grand 2018 last night. So we're both a little sleep deprived.
Very, very much, and I have checked on luggage under my eyes, as you can see, a couple of bags there. But no, it's been an amazing experience, even amongst the sleep deprivation. But
so was it your first pageant experience?
First finals of pageant experience. I have been in the preliminaries of Miss World. I've been accepted into Miss Global twice, but unfortunately, due to commitments, could not compete in the national finals. And I have also attempted for Miss Universe, but unsuccessful, but that's okay. And I came to Miss Grand, and here we are.
So what attracted you to competing in Miss Grand? Because every pageant stands for something different. So
Exactly.
What was it about Miss Grand that caught your eye?
So Miss Grand, I was looking more into their social impact side. I wanted something that was really going to make a difference with looking at what's going to impact and what's going to influence people in this world. And myself, I'm an educator. I teach at university, I teach physiology, and I just wanted to try and engage with people because since I was young, I always wanted to make a difference in this world. I believe three things are quintessential for everybody: health, safety, and happiness. If I can bring that to somebody, that's all I want to do in this life. I found myself going from science into more of a teaching role because I feel like I want to take care of somebody as well. I want to give them the things that I've learned and the things that I've observed in life to them so they can be the best person they can be. And I feel like that really resonates with Miss Grand.
Yeah. And how did you feel? I mean, obviously you've just had the experience, literally, just finishing up this morning. How did you find the whole thing overall? I mean, obviously there's a sleep deprivation, it's extremely busy, but how was the experience as a whole for you?
The experience right from the get-go, I made so many amazing friends. These girls are phenomenal. Some of the stuff that they do is just beyond. Like, take Kimberly, our winner. She is, I can't tell you how excited I was when I found out from the Victorian finals that she was in. We clicked, we meshed straight away. We were just the same kind of laughter, the same personality. We just meshed really well, and I loved her mum. We got along like a house on fire, and even our mums now, they're having breakfast in the morning together. So it is that very homely feeling that you feel like you've got sisters at the end of the day, and you all wanted to take care of each other. Like last night, Raquel's dress got caught in the door, and I'm like flicking it out. I'm like, go, like you gotta run. I know, I'm just like quickly sort of thing. And then it's like some of the girls, they had their little moments the night before. They're like, I don't know if I can do this. I'm like, come and sit down. Let's have a little moment. Let's take a breather and stuff like that. I feel like I can feed more off other people and develop as my own, as well as helping them out. It's a global sort of thing.
And last night I was sitting next to a gentleman who shall remain nameless. And I want to get your opinion on this. He was saying, because there was a bikini parade, and he was saying that he couldn't understand the juxtaposition of bikini with female empowerment. And I wanted to ask you, what does female empowerment mean to you? Because I think one of the problems is it's a guy trying to define female empowerment. So I wanted to ask you, what does empowerment mean to you?
Empowerment to me me means a lot of different things, because you've got from bikini to an evening gown. So you have to carry yourself with poise in this evening gown. You have to present yourself like you can take on the world with this finesse, like you're the only person in the room, but you have this poise and elegance about you. And in this bikini, you have to rock it like, does not matter about any flaw on your body. This is who you are. Unapologetically, beautifully you.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to present to people. Like, I actually don't care what anybody has ever said, what anybody has ever told me about my appearance and my height and my this and my that. At the end of the day, we can all pick parts of us apart,
yeah.
but we're all human. So
yeah.
that's what I find a lot of people need to learn in this world, is that we need to take it back to basics
yeah.
and realize that everybody's human. We just need to be healthy, happy and safe. Back to basics, that's it. And that's what female empowerment to me is, taking that stance and really bringing that forward and being like, here I am, that's it. Right at the front of the stage,
yeah.
in my bikini, in my pageant outfit, whatever it is, I'm here and I'm ready to rock this.
Yeah.
That's female empowerment.
So you're there, you're owning it.
Owning it.
And it doesn't matter what anyone else says.
Does not matter. Take myself for instance. I'm a teacher, I box, I've been in pageants, I like music, I play a lot of crazy different sports like snowboarding and skateboarding and things like that. There are so many different facets, and I remember someone once asked me this, they're like, if you could describe yourself within a sentence,
yeah.
what would it be?
And what was it?
An uncut diamond. Because I feel like there's so many facets to me, and as precious as a diamond is, most diamonds are cut and polished to a certain degree to shine a certain way,
yeah.
and they're very angular and they flow this finesse that needs to be there for a certain reason. But I want to be this uncut diamond because I have so many different angles and so many unique angles that I know a lot of people don't carry.
Yeah.
So this is what I want to show, that I'm still as precious, but I'm so very unique from every other diamond out there.
Nice. If someone's watching this and they're not sure as to whether to enter a pageant or not, let's say they found Miss Grand or another pageant and they're kind of umming and ahhing, because it's hard to tell what's involved in a pageant unless you've actually been through it.
Yeah.
But if someone is watching this and going, oh, I might give it a go, what words of encouragement would you give them, or what have you gotten from competing?
So, going into this, I've always wanted to do a pageant to develop my skills in communicating with people. I want to actually, even though I do teach, I address classes of like 200 plus at the end of the day. Throwing yourself up like in a bikini in front of many people with cameras in your face, this is a different kind of experience. It teaches you to forget about all the blurred out vision, all the chit chatter, all the crazy nonsense, and just focus on you and hone in on you and find your quietness and find your peace. So I feel like even going into workplaces, this will teach you so much about yourself. This will teach you how to regulate yourself, how to train yourself, how to find your best you. So go for it. Take that opportunity and really run for it, because it's an amazing experience. You'll meet amazing people. It'll be definitely, you won't get much sleep, I'll give you that much, and it will be a marathon, but it's the biggest amazing marathon that you'll ever come across. So yeah. Tell
me more about, I mean, apart from the pageant, tell me more about the crazy life that you live behind the scenes. So I know that I've looked at your Instagram, there's, as you said, many facets.
Yeah.
There's definitely the boxing.
Yes.
You teach.
Yep.
So let's go into the boxing first.
Yeah.
Why boxing?
So when I was younger, I always loved my sports. I played basketball, and then from there I started working and focusing on my studies. But as I grew up, I realized, I'm going to start going out now. I'm a bit more of a petite girl, and I feel like sometimes people think that they can intimidate me because of that, because I have this demeanor that I'm very kind. I just want to be open to everybody and stuff like that, and that people can take advantage of that situation. And I know with my words, I won't let that happen, but at the same token, if I need to protect myself, I need to know how to protect myself. And I thought, what can I do to actually make that happen? And I was looking at all the different types of fight sports that are around at this point in time, and I really resonated with boxing because I thought, it's a gentleman's sport. This kind of like looks to me like something that I feel like is something I could do. And I started doing it, and I felt so compassionate about it, and think that it taught me so much more about myself. It taught me not only self-defense, but how to regulate your emotions, how to respect your opponent, respect the situation that you're in, and it is such a battle. The thing is, people don't realize, like, training for ballet, you could even class it the same as training for boxing, because it's so overwhelming, the kind of pressure that you put on your body. You'll train like 5 nights a week just of a standard and then forget about it. When you start training for like fights and things like that, there's weight cuts, there's training in the morning sprints, there's training with your coach, there's this and that. I haven't done personally like amateur boxing or pro fights, because there is a certain level, and I do believe in protecting your brain as well and things like that. But more so, I love the sport. I love the family that I've created within there as well, because it is a family, and it's just really amazing how you can grow from this as a person, because I've been in situations where people would be saying derogatory things about females or whatever, and I'm like, no. I'll just stand in there and be like, excuse me, I feel like this is really unnecessary, because you know, at the end of the day, we're all human beings, and silly comments like being in the kitchen and that are really, really unnecessary. So you should really check yourself and really look at certain angles of what you're speaking about. So it gives you that strength behind you, that even though you know you're not going to throw a punch, that's not you, but you have this like empowerment that you're like, I just have this because I know I'm strong from within and without, and I'm strong within my mind as well.
Do you find people are surprised when
overwhelmingly surprised.
What's kind of surprised? Because there's that judgment surprise, like, oh, girls shouldn't box, but then there's just some genuine, like, oh wow, that's cool, you box. How did people generally react when they find out you
I think it's
box?
more so because there's many facets to me. Like, I do love joking around, and I have a bit more of a tomboyish demeanor, but then I'm very reserved as well. I like my quiet time, and I like, especially, this is my mum's influence, mind you. I don't know what would have happened if it wasn't for her, but I do like a lot of feminine things. I love dressing up. I love the lipstick. I love being very particular about the way that I present myself, because
you'd probably be in the wrong place if you didn't like any of
Yeah,
that.
exactly, right, with the whole pageant sort of thing, I guess. So
I mean, your shoes, I mean, that's definitely...
Yeah, maybe we'll pan to that later or something like that, but there is like some serious bling going on here.
That puts my shoes to shame.
Yeah.
Your work.
Yes.
Tell me what it involves. Tell me frankly what it is.
Okay, so the actual class of what it is, it's a teaching associate. So I demonstrate, I tutor, and I create exam questions, and I mark exam papers for Monash University in Melbourne. I work for the physiology department, and I do an array of different units. So I'll do neurophysiology, I'll do different cardiology, lung functions, exercise science, sometimes nutrition.
Right.
So just a different array of classes within physiology.
Right. And what does an average week in your life look like? Because I get the feeling from what you said before, it involves a whole lot of stuff and not a lot of sleeping.
No, not a lot of sleeping. Well, recently it's been their assessment period, so I've been up until like 5 a.m. marking papers and like slowly falling asleep at my laptop. I'm like, the papers need to be in by 9 a.m. I gotta get them done. Just look, I feel like sometimes you just gotta push through it. There's always light at the end of the tunnel, so never lose sight.
Right.
Like, I remember going through my honours actually just before submitting. That was horrendous, because it was a 48-hour straight up period, and I was at this computer, and one of the gentlemen that I was studying with, he had a little bit of a mini-mate like breakdown, and he goes, I don't know if I can do this and submit, and I'm just like in the middle of a sentence and just clearing it up, and I'm like looking over at him going, I think you need to lie down for just a moment, because you're just getting a little bit overwhelmed. It's all done. Just clear your mind for a second. He went away, had a little sleep. I woke him up, and then he came back to the computer, and I go, see, I go, you're all better now. I go, finish it off, and he goes, thank you, I needed that, and he's back at the computer.
So this is not a low stress situation? No,
definitely not a low stress situation. In the environments that I've been put in, especially for education, very, very stressful, because you're always at deadlines, and I'm very, very particular about making these deadlines. I always feel like it presents you as your person, it's your name. You really need to show people that if you're here, and this is all the work that you're putting forward. No excuses, no ifs and buts. Even though you've got all these things going in the background, they don't care about that. You've got one job to do and one job to do alone. It does not matter about all the other jobs. Nobody else cares about that. do your job and do your job right. So if I want to get it done straight. Yeah.
Who's the biggest inspiration in your life?
So everybody will always go to family as a quintessential.
Well, I was asking all you, so I interviewed 21 of 27, you're one of the ones I missed.
Yeah.
And the footer note was apart from your family. So who most inspires you outside of your family?
Outside of my family. It's very good. I do have a friend that I teach with, and she is my closest friend, and she actually gave me that little bit of an extra oomph when it came to knowing about myself. I came from different work environments that, even though I really wanted to develop and, you know, bloom as a beautiful flower in my environment that I was in, I felt like certain people held you down. And so going into this situation of when I started teaching, I was like, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. This is completely new to me and stuff like that. And this girl took me under her wing. Her name's Julia, and she was like my mother, but she's my best friend at the end of the day. We chat. She has this beautiful child as well. I'll call her up. The little one's now walking. She's talking now. And like, I'm the auntie as well. So she has involved me in her life, and she's been the most magical person to me to grow as a person and to feel comfortable within me. Yeah. So not only for my family, because my mum, she's made this and everything more. Yeah. Like she's truly my inspiration. But the people outside, these are the people outside that really matter to me as well. And Julia, I can't think enough of her, and she's been right by my side through this pageant experience as well, being my little cheer squad. So I was very happy about that. I don't need a big cheer squad. I just need the people that are, you know, the ones that you can call family, the ones that are there for you, and that's all I care about. Really, the ones that really matter in life. Yeah.
I'll ask you this because I asked your fellow teammates, fellow queens.
Fellow queens,
fellow
exactly.
Sash sisters.
We're all Sash sisters, that's it.
So let me ask you the same question. What is one thing that you wish you could do, but that you really suck at?
Oh, that's very good.
I feel you do so many things, it might be difficult coming up with an answer.
Well, I still feel like I have so much more to do with public speaking, because I would like to be addressing not just a small stage of people. I want to be addressing like thousands. Like that's where I want to be. I want to be making a difference on that kind of level. So I feel like throwing yourself into these situations, doing little workshops and things like that will help along the way, and that's why I also did Miss Grand, to throw myself into something completely crazy. Like I would not think of parading around in a bikini on stage ever in my life, but all of a sudden here I am. So, but it's that thought process, like just quiet your mind and think, who cares at the end of the day? Who really cares? There are so many people in this world that do so many amazing things and then so many crazy things, but they just do not care what anybody else thinks, and that's the main thing. So I want to be able to speak openly, like I am with you today, to an array of people with cameras, with flashes, with light bulbs and things like that in my face, and not find that overwhelming. So I just want that really to resonate, especially like you see me now in that instance. So that's the way that I would be.
I think that element of not caring what other people think is something that came up a lot, just in general with interviews, but especially interviewing your Sash sisters. A lot of them talked about, I mean, you know, Chloe and someone else, I can't remember the name, have lost people. Chloe's only 17, she lost her best friend to brain cancer. And she said that taught her that life is not necessarily long. And she did really well in the pageant last night.
That was a discussion we had last night together, actually. She asked a question when we had one of our workshops, and I said, that was actually really interesting, but I feel like I could help you out a little bit more on that. So we sat down and had a bit of a chat, and I brought that to her attention as well, and she goes, actually, I did lose somebody. And I go, I lost someone close to me as well. It was my grandpa last year, and at the end of the day, we need to just remember that you need to tell the people that you love the most that they're there all the time. Just tell them that you love them, because you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. And it does not matter about if you succeed in this, if you triumph in this, and you don't need to impress people in this world. You just need to do what matters most to you and the people you love and really resonate with that and really make them aware of that.
I feel when you do that, then you attract the right people into your life anyway.
Yeah, it's a domino effect.
Yeah,
and that's why I find that, especially from the way that I look at my pageant sisters and the kind of connections that I've made with them, it's that positive energy that really just, it warms you. As soon as you have that really warmth of a positive energy, it just comes back at you and you're like, oh, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
This is really fantastic, so yeah.
What's next in the crazy life of Jade Lozankoski?
First sleep.
Okay.
First sleep, but first, actually, coffee. Mind you, I think I should have another 2.
Coffee then sleep.
Coffee then sleep.
You need coffee to sleep.
Well, I feel like that actually could happen, especially Turkish coffee.
I love Turkish coffee.
Oh, bless you
That
and
is
your cotton socks.
Seriously. Coffee when you actually have to like chew it.
There you go.
Oh my God, this is what I've been missing all my life.
Somebody that actually understands
me. I need one. Oh my God. I haven't had much sleep lately either, so yeah, Turkish coffee would really hit the spot.
Yeah, but in all fairness, back to looking at possibly maybe a research position, a PhD, or I'm actually finishing off a government grant for teas at the moment. So I have to be reading a lot of papers, putting some ideas together. It's for elderly aged care to get a brand of teas that's herbal to infuse, to deliver a lot of nutritional based stuff for different issues like gastrointestinal issues, going to sleep, immunity. There's a few other things as well that we're looking into, as well as, of course, the quintessential hydration, because when you get older as well, there's a part of your brain called the hypothalamus that regulates your thirst mechanism, and as you age, it actually diminishes. So when you become thirsty, you're actually dehydrated. So they're trying to find a way that is actually more of a social way that impacts their ability to have this thirst, to actually create that change. And it's not supposed to be something that overall changes, you know, if there's any issues, but it's actually supposed to make something just progressively easier for them, especially just secondary immunity infections or something like that. It's unnecessary issues that can actually be fixed with just very simple things, nutrition and water.
I think a lot of problems in life can be fixed by good nutrition
Yeah.
and water.
And
I mean,
sleep.
I've coached
And
up.
sleep.
That's true.
And sleep.
I don't feel I'm the best person to be telling someone that they should get sleep. I'm
Yeah,
not sure you
nor
are
am
either.
I, but yeah.
Pot calling kettle black.
Exactly, but
I'm going to ask you 10 just quick fire questions. This
Sure.
is more like the pageant Q&A. But
Let's
before
go.
we do that, if people want to follow your journey, the next phase of your crazy journey, what are the social media details?
so my Instagram is @justjade. So
I'll put that down below as
@justjade, and my Facebook is Jade MONIQUE as well. Unfortunately, it's my middle name for that one, but yeah. So you can also probably find me on the Miss Grand Australia Facebook and Instagram page as well.
For sure. Okay. 10 final questions. And
Let's do
normally
this.
when I do longer form interviews, same 10 questions.
Perfect.
I will tell you afterwards which one I have changed for the purposes of this interview. Okay, number 1, what's your favorite word?
Opulent.
I like. Least favorite word?
Bad.
Bad?
Bad.
Or bag?
Bad. Bad.
Okay. In life, what excites you, what turns you on?
Amazing minds. Amazing minds.
What turns you off?
People that shut you down in the world for no apparent reason.
More than a few of them. What sound or noise do you love?
That's a very good question, actually. What do I love? Birds chirping in the morning.
Is that why you bent down to get that other bird to come to you?
I think
You
so.
thought you were going to make a friend?
Yeah. So Kim, I love like little chirps of birds and things. I feel like it's like a woodland friend sort of
But that
creature.
bird wasn't a little cute bird.
I know,
This
but
was
I
an
love
ibis,
birds.
by the way.
It was, it was an ibis. So Kimberly the other day.
Ugliest bird in the world.
It's not ugly. There's no such thing as ugly. It's just
Got
a
a face
unique.
that only a mama could love.
It's unique features, exactly. So Kimberly filmed me yesterday on the boat trip, and we were off waiting for our bus, and Ibis came up to me, and I was like, "Oh, he's getting rather close here." And she goes, "I feel like it might actually jump at you, so maybe don't get too close, Jane."
Could have ended very badly.
Very badly. Yeah.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Oh, car sirens. Absolutely hate them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to bet on an alarm clock. Got that one wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could have any one superpower, what would it be and why?
Very good question. I would say there are so many actually. I'm just like, oh, I could do this, I could do that. But if I could do one, would be to just travel within seconds, just anywhere that I want to go.
Teleport. Everywhere.
Teleport. That's the word.
That's
Sorry,
a good one.
Sleep deprivation wasn't coming to me.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
The only reason I know is because someone answered that question with that word before.
There we go.
Okay. What job or profession other than your own would you most like to attempt?
Dentistry.
That's fascinating. Why dentistry?
I love making people smile.
What about stand-up comedian then? That might be easier and less painful.
Yeah, in the health industry, I
true.
actually want to make a difference to somebody's health, and I feel like, especially dentistry, I come from the bone background as well and dental background, but I do really love making somebody healthy from the inside and out. So if I can sit down, make them healthy within a chair, and actually have a chat to them as well and make them a better person from the inside and out, that's what I would love to do.
I actually heard a statistic that dental health is very closely correlated to how long you live. So that
Because it's
surprise-
connected with your bloodstream, so people don't realize that
right.
a lot of heart issues can come from if you have bad infections of your gum and things like that as well. So please floss and
please see your dentist.
and please go see your dentist.
Public service announcement.
Public service announcement.
There we go.
Go see your dentist.
Okay, what job or occupation other than your own would you definitely not like to attempt?
Ooh. I feel because I've been in the events industry, probably running events as an event manager.
So what Danny just did.
She's
You would want to
amazing.
do
She's
that.
amazing at her job, but I mean as a regular occurrence, like putting them on every day of the week in big instances, it's highly stressful. But the girls that I've always worked with, they remained so composed. They were the most amazing women I've ever seen, and probably the strongest women I've ever seen on the planet. But of course it wouldn't fit in with my boxing schedule, so you know.
Boxing first.
Boxing first.
Final question.
Yeah.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
That's a very good question. I would like him to say, your family's waiting for you.
Nice. Just a side bonus question. Double unders.
Double unders.
With skipping.
With skipping,
I'm
yes.
envious because Jade can skip. How many can you do in a row? Do you know?
In a row. I'm not sure because I like to mix it up a little bit. I get a bit bored sometimes. I'll just do a couple of doubles and then I'm like back to jumping
But
down
rough
and up.
estimate, how many do you think you could do in a row?
Or at least maybe 10 or something. Just like bam, bam. A couple just keep jumping.
Okay.
At least. But
I reckon you could do a lot more.
I probably could if I timed myself, but I'm not too sure. So I know I've definitely done 10, but probably more. I actually don't know. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to let you off the hook.
Okay.
I want a demonstration.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much
Jade's
as well for
about
having me.
to,
Thank you.
Head back to Melbourne. She's going to explore some of Sydney. We're actually in the middle of Vivid, so there's a lot to see.
There's a lot around here. I've actually had a bit of an experience last night. I had a Sydney person taking me around as well, looking at all the sites of all the, you know, last leg people coming out from the
Jade ran
clubs.
afoul of our lockout laws,
Yeah.
where she didn't realise that after a certain time, the only thing that's open is McDonald's.
When they said that we're going to an after party, I'm like, oh great, okay, so it's like
Macca's.
Melbourne, so we'll go down at 1,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, so there's lockout girls at 1:30, and we're like, by the time we get there, how about Macca's? Great, let's do Macca's with red lipstick, hair done, you know, all the jewels up. Let's do this, we got this. Yeah.
On that note, we
On
will
that note.
speak to you next time.
Thank you for watching.
Hey, it's Adrian. If you'd like some pageant coaching to help you win that title, or you'd like to keep up to date with our interviews, check us out at thepageantproject.com. Speak to you soon.